Welcome everyone to Edureka's YouTube channel. My name is Harshit and today I'll be discussing about Python developer skills. So guys, I'll be discussing everything related to a Python developer skill set, starting from who is a Python developer, then what are the skill sets required to become a Python developer, further which I'm going to talk about what are the job roles and responsibilities once you become a Python developer, and then I'm going to end this session by discussing about the salary trends. So without wasting further time, let me just start off with my first topic, which talks about who is a Python developer. Well guys, a Python developer is essentially a person whose job is to use this particular Python programming language to develop, implement and debug a project. Also, in such a nifty role, you can basically create an application for your employer or design a certain framework for code building or use different tools from the backend or front end. Also, you can publish web services. Now I'm going to talk about what are the fields you can get into as a Python developer. Well, Python developer in itself is a field. Also, you can think of a position called a software engineer who uses Python as his core programming language. Or you can become a tester who does Selenium testing with Python. Well, one of the other most emerging and boon field which I can think of right now is data science. So a Python developer can also become a data scientist. Well, data science is a large ocean in itself because it consists of a lot of data, and data scientist position requires you to be very able and very proficient to be able to visualize the data or clean the data or deal with large number of data sets. Also, the other position which I can think of is the data analyst position. Under this data analyst position, you have to basically clean the data or also visualize the data and acquire the data from different data sets. And one of the most popular and other field is a Python web developer. Well, you can become a full stack web developer by having to know the frameworks of Python, which are Django or Flask. And also you need to have a certain amount of knowledge of front-end technologies like HTML, CSS or JavaScript so that you'll be able to write the client and the server side programming properly. Now that I'm done with who should become a Python developer, I'll talk about why you should go for Python certification. Well, Python certification will not only help you in getting the recognition, but also it will help you in gaining the necessary industry skills what you require. Regarding the same, Edureka also has a Python certification training, which is instructor led. Classes are always live. You can ask doubts anytime when you want. It provides 24/7 support. And finally, you can also have a lifetime access. Now I'll move on and talk about what are the tech giants that use Python as a programming platform. Now all the tech giants which you see in this slide over here guys, they are all big shots in their own fields. Now talk about Google or talk about NASA or talk about Netflix or IBM or Walt Disney or Facebook or YouTube or Dropbox or Raspberry Pi or Mozilla Firefox. Most of these companies are product based, so you can understand the level of Python programming language being used on a whole world basis. Now I'll move on and talk about what are the skill sets that are required for you to become a Python developer. Now, one of the most important skill set what I can think of is your first and foremost steps should be for you to become a Python developer. That is, you need to have expertise in core Python. Now, when I talk about core Python, well, core Python consists of a lot of fields, but the most important ones are data structures and OOPS concepts, variables and data types, your iterators, exception handling. Now, if you guys are new to this programming language Python, I hope you guys are already acquainted with the programming language Java. So under Java, we have the same topic, exception handling. Since both these languages are object-oriented programming, so you have again the same keywords being used in the exception handling that are try, throw, catch, etc. Now you should also know generators, file handling, and the other types. If you know these basic types that are data structures, variables, iterators, generators, exception handling, and file handling, you'll be good to go. That is, any person will be able to understand that you have a certain grasp over core Python. Now I'll move on and talk about if you want to get into the web development part, or I can say the WebD part, then you need to have good grasp over these web frameworks. Well, you need to have a very good grasp on either of the web framework, that is either Django or Flask. You also need to have a good command over any of two or three of the front-end technologies. You need to have a good command over HTML, CSS, and you should also know JavaScript. Now, when I'm talking about if you're trying to build a GUI-based web app, then you should know tkinter, and you should also know MVC and MVT architecture, which stands for Model View Controller and Model View Template. Further, I'll move on and talk about the roadmap to data science. Now, if you want to get your hands dirty in the data science field, well, data science, as I had already explained, is an ocean in itself. So data science consists of a lot of different modules. You need to be very good with your high school mathematics, which consists of statistics, probability, and applied maths. Now, once you're done with that part, since we are dealing with data science, which requires deep computer science problems and also real life problems, you need to be able to visualize a data, do data wrangling, which is also known as data cleaning. You need to be able to, sort data from the large data sets, do data analysis. You need to have very good SQL skills. That is, you need to have a good command over SQL, how you should write a query. You should also know Hadoop, and you should also know all the packages of Python which are used in data science, that are pandas, matplotlib, scikit-learn, seaborn, etc. Now I'll move on and talk about machine learning and AI. Well, if you're getting your hands dirty into this particular folder of data science, well, machine learning and AI both are submodules of data science. So if you want to become a machine learning engineer or an AI engineer in the industry, then you should know all these things, which are you should be able to do or write optimized machine learning algorithms. You should also know how the scikit-learning works. You should know the TensorFlow, that is the backend API of Google. You should be good with your high school probability mathematics. You should also have a good amount of knowledge in neural networks. And again, you should also know a very good amount of statistics from your high school mathematics. Now I'll move on and talk about deep learning. So if you want to become a deep learning AI engineer, you should be very good with the whole neural network architecture or the interface. Then you should be good with how a machine is able to learn certain algorithm on itself, how it does the language processing part, or the audio processing part, or the video processing part. So this was it with the skill set requirement to become a Python developer, guys. And I can say these are also the different domains you can go, or I can say these are the different domains, that is the data science, machine learning, and deep learning. Under these, I showed you the skill sets what you require to become engineers. But if you want to normally become a Python developer, then you need to just have expertise in core Python, and then you need to do a lot of projects related to that, so that as you go into the industry, people will immediately hire you. Now I'll move on and talk about my next topic, which is once you have become a Python developer, what are the job roles and responsibilities you'll face? If you have a job designation or a job role as a software engineer or a Python developer or a test engineer, then these are the technical skills you need to be well aware of. That is your core Python skills. You need to be aware of the web frameworks. You need to also be well acquainted with your object relational mappers. You should be very good with your REST APIs, how are the APIs responding to the server side or the client side. You should also know good amount of Python applications. You also need to be expected to have your hands already dirty from your front end skills. You should also have a good database knowledge, and you should also know how to write good Python scripts. Further moving on, my next designation is of a Python web developer. Suppose you only want to become a Python web developer, that is, you want to get into the whole WebD ball game. So for that, you need to have good amount of grasp on core Python. And apart from that, you need to be very good with your front-end technologies. You need to be very good with either Django or Flask. You need to be good with your server-side development and also client-side development. And again, your MVC, MVT architecture followed by your back-end database knowledge. Because if you're not good with your database, then if you're creating a certain website or an application, then the data which you're trying to pull from the API, that comes from the backend. So you need to have a good amount of knowledge on databases too. Now I'll move on and talk about your data science field. So once you are into this data scientist, or once you have a designation of a data scientist, then that requires these technical skills which are mentioned in my PPT, which are core Python, your data acquisition, data preparation, hypothesis and modeling of data. You'll be given a large amount of data set. Now let's say I'll give you an example of a data warehouse. So in a data warehouse, you have a lot of data which are unextracted. So you need to acquire data which are of your use, which is your first part, that is data acquisition. Then you need to prepare your data. Then you need to do the hypothesis and modeling of data, further which you have to evaluate your data and also analyze your data. And then you have to deploy your data according to the industry needs. For that, you need to write your optimized algorithms related to machine learning or AI. And finally, you have to do operation and optimization. Further moving on, I'm going to talk about the job designation or a job role of a data analyst and what are his responsibilities or what are his technical skills. So you need to be good with data acquisition, then data cleaning, Then all these three things what you see are Seaborn, Pandas, NumPy, which are the Python packages. You need to be very good with your data interpretation, and you should have strong problem solving skills. Further which you need to be very good with building prediction models. Also, you need to have a very good amount of database knowledge and how do you manipulate your data. Now moving on, I'll talk about the salary trends as a Python developer. Well, as you can see from the slide, guys, I have given salary trends of a Python developer in two countries, which is the US and India. In United States, a Python developers are offered quite promising jobs, which are worth $110,000 yearly. Now, according to a general survey conducted, the highest paid Python programmer salary in San Francisco and LA alone is somewhere around $150,000 per year. When I talk about India, so the average pay or the national average pay for a Python entry-level developer is somewhere around 5 lakh rupees per annum, and the average salary for a Python senior developer is somewhere around 6 lakhs 30,000 rupees per annum. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's session and learned how you can improve your Python development skill set or how you can become a skilled Python developer. I'll be coming up with more videos on Python. Until then, bye bye, take care and happy learning.